Set of sticks, first down and 10 Perryton at the Bushland 40, still from the right side hash. Seth Harp split out wide right, now two wide outs left. That's the wide side of the field. Closest to the numbers is Castanon. They'll pitch and sweep left. Cater up to the 40, has a hole to midfield, breaks the tackle past the 45 and spun around and tackled at the 43-yard line. Will Cater with a nice piece of running. 17 yards on the carry by Cater on the sweep to the left side with good blocking up front. Move the chains. That's another Perryton Ranger. First down. First quarter scoreless, a minute 23 gone by. We play 4 12-minute quarters in high school football. Lone setback look off to Ryan Davis's left hip. He'll go shotgun this time for the first time in the ball game. High snap, hands it off to Daniels. He gets only back to the 45-yard line, just out of the handoff. The Falcons are there defensively to shut that play down and cause a 2-yard loss, and the Rangers will be forced to punt with 4th and 12 coming up here. Again, the pack of Falcons will be credited for the tackle, but Cole. First down and 10 Bushland. They've got the white uniforms tonight with the black numerals outlined in gold. Most of the players with black shoes. They've got black helmets with gold insignia. First play from scrimmage, it'll be Colton Moore rolling to the right side. Past the 31. Fumble on the play as they throw the beanbag down. And Moore was tackled on the 30. The ball comes loose, and it'll be jarred loose and protected by the Rangers. Turnover. Bushland on the first play from scrimmage coughs it up, and the Rangers will have the football from the Bushland 32-yard line. A lot of bodies in the way there, Brad. I couldn't even see the ball or who got on top of that.
Yeah, I couldn't either from my vantage point. You know, and I was zoomed in fairly tight on the film. I didn't even see the ball come out, but I did see them throw the beanbag.
Colton Moore went horizontal as he dove and was cut down on the block, and then the sea of bodies kind of walled out anything behind the wall, and I couldn't tell, but the Rangers, and Moore has quite an arm, threw that one on a rope, backs up in the pocket on the shotgun snap, looks downfield, throws a wounded duck, wide open is Clemmer, catches it at the 40 and falls down over the 35-yard line and will be tapped by Kevin Ariano at around the 30-yard line. Clemmer was gone, but he tripped over a seam in between the 30 and the 25. That's a backbreaker as Colton Moore went deep to his speedy wide receiver Clemmer for a new set of sticks. First down 10 Bushland from the Perryton 15-yard line, moving from right to left. Game clock under 6 minutes, approaching the 5-minute mark, and now one back in the set, and he'll get the handoff. This is Connor once again to the 5-yard line, goes over the top of the defender and is downed at the 4. Great run there by Connor Childers. And this Bushland team, I've seen 2 players that when they start, they're at full speed, and Childers is one of those. Here's Moore now on first down and goal to go after the 13-yard carry. It'll be Colton Moore. Into the end zone, touchdown Bushland as Moore fights off defensive linemen and is able to go left and right and find a seam over his left tackle and get in for the 6-point score. Colton Moore scores from a 1.5 yards out to get the Bushland Falcons on the board first, 6-0. And now with the extra point, it'll be Baylor Gillespie. Gillespie with a quick hold. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick is low. It's a line drive, but it is through. Gillespie makes it a 7-point lead for the Falcons. 4:52 left to go first quarter. Bushland 7, Perryton 0 on the radio tonight on 98.3 KXDJ. Colton Moore goes deep to Gage Clemmer, sets him up for a score, and then Moore runs it in from a couple out. Kickoff is up and away at the 20. Here comes Cater to the 30-35. Darts to the right side and open running room to midfield. To 40, to the 35-30. Down the tape he goes. Diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Will Cater. 80 yards on the kickoff return. When he gets in the open field, he can go.
No hankies on the turf.
Will Cater.
Yes.
Cater for 80 on the return. Good job, Rangers.
Yeah. Good blocking up front. Nice cut there about the 30-yard line. Cuts it to the right and then just outran the coverage to the end zone.
Wow, we were talking in between that break about Bushland having speed and not sure how we were going to match up with some of those wide receivers. And what's Cater do? He goes up the left side hash mark, cuts it to the right, races the players to the sideline, and then dipsy doodle down the sidelines he goes. And the PAT is good as well by Brandon Daniels. A moment ago, the Rangers were down 7-0. A moment later, it's all tied up. On the radio on 98.3 KXDJ. Giffens stride for stride with the wide receiver. Moore calls for the signal. He'll run it left to the 35, now 40. Will be very close to a first down as Colton Moore takes the quarterback run to the left side, and it will be a half-yard extra. 10.5 on the game. Move the chains. That's a Bushland first down now from the 42. Clock approaching the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. All tied up at 7-all. Bushland went down the field and scored on their first offensive possession. Stride for stride with the wide receiver. Moore calls for the signal. He'll run it left to the 35, now 40. Will be very close to a first down as Colton Moore takes the quarterback run to the left side, and it will be a half-yard extra. 10.5 on the game. Move the chains. That's a Bushland first down now from the 42. Clock approaching the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. All tied up at 7-all. Bushland went down the field and scored on their first offensive possession. Perryton has yet to see the end zone offensively. Pass off to the left side. This is caught. Jacob Pollock gets the ball to midfield and now into Perryton territory. Another gain of 10.5, 11. Move the chains. It's going to be Bushland with a new set of downs. Ball in between the hash mark. The ball's kind of set up on the horse's neck of the insignia that's in the middle of the field. Moore's in the shotgun, has a back off to the left stirrup. Whiteout split to either side, and he looks right, throws that way. Daniels tries to jump the route, but the ball is complete to the wide receiver on the play. That one reeled in by Clemmer. Clemmer with a gain of about 3.5, maybe 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. Moore goes to work quickly as the tall wide receiver comes in, and Clayton Heatland. They'll go with a running play here by Colton Moore, the quarterback. Slips out of a tackle to the 40, open running room to the 30. Darts outside and has a blocker. Inside over the numbers, and he'll go to the end zone. Touchdown, Bushland. Colton Moore off to the right side. Just played keep away with the Ranger defender with a blocker out in front. Went right towards the sideline, got a block, sidestepped in left, had a running lane, and then outran the Rangers to the goal line, in for the score. Colton Moore with his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. That one good for 48 yards. The kick with a good hold is up and is good. Doesn't take Bushland long to score. They take it in from 48 yards at the 3:12 mark, and now the game is 14-7 from Ranger Field tonight with Bushland in front on 98.3 KXDJ. In their position, Moore looks over to the coaching staff, who was a former Navy military man. Not sure if it's Navy or as a Marine. He was a Marine. And so, yes, that would qualify. Here's Moore now once again, dancing through traffic at the 45, gets into the opening running room to the 30, and is tackled and spun around by Steven Hernandez at the 28-yard line. Moore was dead to rights in the backfield, but just kind of went left and right and left and right, found a little seam, bolted through it, and it's a new set of downs at the 28-yard line in Perryton territory with the clock ticking down under 20 seconds. Moore looks to his right, has a couple of wideouts over there, and Childress, the back, is also slotted over the tackle on that right side. 2 wideouts left in Clemmer and in Pollock. Speedsters on the left side, the wide open side, and that'll be the last play of the first quarter. They're going to run it down, and the second quarter is a minute away. 14-7 Bushland starting the second quarter on the radio tonight on 98.3 KXDJ. 11:32 now left in the first half. Moore rolls left, has blockers that way. Quarterback run all the way. Dakota Buck outruns the tackle, and Moore goes to the end zone. Touchdown, Bushland. Colton Moore for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the ball game. This time takes it in from the 23-yard line, and Bushland is up by 2 scores now, 20-7 with the PAT upcoming out of the Slade Phillips hold. It will be Baylor Gillespie, the 6', 140-pound sophomore, the right-footed kicker, more of a straight-on kicker than a soccer style. Gets a good hold. The kick is up. It's short, but it is good. 21-7, Bushland in front. 11:21 left to go first half on the radio tonight on 98.3 KXDJ. 10-14 left to go. That's a good one, Brad. Took the shoes off. Stacked wide receivers left. Moore will fake the handoff and keep it and run right. Brandon Daniels gets in the backfield and reads Colton Moore's mail and drops him for a 3-yard loss on the misdirection by Moore. He thought all the flow was going to go left and the Ranger defenders would follow him that way, but Daniel says, oh, no, you didn't. I see where the ball is, and you've got it. And he took his head off. 2nd down and 13 now from the 33, moving from left to right in Perryton territory. Shotgun snap, looks left, throws a bullet that way. Bobbled and then bent over backwards, jackknifed is the wide receiver, Jacob Pollock, as he's stuck after being hit initially. And Connor Lane made him pay, jackknifing the wide receiver on his backside and forcing that ball to be dislodged. Great play by the sophomore, Connor Lane.
That's going to look good on the replay. Luther actually got his hand on the ball, tipped it up, and then the receiver was bobbling it, trying to get it, and then Lane laid him out from the backside.
Ball. If you've got a number and you're in a skill position, you get to handle the ball. 8:14 now on the 2nd quarter clock. Here's Colton Moore through traffic into the end zone. It actually is a wildcat formation more or less because Moore becomes the running back. He's basically a running back playing quarterback, and he gets his 4th touchdown of the night going in from 2.5 out. Colton Moore, 4 rushing touchdowns on the evening, and the Falcons lead it 27-7 with the PAT upcoming from the sophomore right footer. Here's Gillespie out of the Phillips hold. Kick is up, and it's good. 8:08 left to go in the 2nd. 28-7, Bushland in front on the radio tonight on 98.3 KXDJ. Looking like my grandpa walking around the sidelines, Brad. It's not looking good over there for Cater as he's a little bent over and trying to walk it out, but it's a little hunched over. Here's Davis, fakes the handoff, rolls left where only he can run it. Running the ball was Davis past the 45, and he'll have a 1st down as Ryan Davis becomes the running back on a designed quarterback rollout to the left. Davis is able to get past the 45 to the 48. The sophomore quarterback gets enough for a new set of downs. 1st down and 10, Rangers from their own 48-yard line, moving from right to left in the red uniforms. Looks over to the sideline. You've got Juarez on the left side, a couple of wideouts to the wide side of the field right, and Davis now will crawl under center with 2 on the play clock. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, tries to get out of trouble, scrambling, and he's sacked. Sacked at the 39 as the big linebacker comes in and seals the deal. Trent Welch, 6 foot, 200 pounds. He just kept coming and coming and coming. Davis tried to go left and right and do a little dipsy doodle, but the senior linebacker had too much head of steam on the sophomore quarterback and drops Davis all the way back to the 40 for a 10-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, just nowhere to go for Davis. 3 Bushland Falcons back in the backfield to chase him down.
Back from the timeout, here's Moore back in the pocket, looks left, streaking down the sidelines is Pollock. The ball is delivered to Pollock on the 10, and he streaks into the end zone. Pollock, Jacob Pollock into the end zone for the score. 22 yards by Colton Moore, throwing it on a rope. Here's the PAT. It's a good hold. The right-footed cooker Gillespie sticks it up in the air, and it's good. 3:29 left to go here in the 1st half. The 22-yard touchdown reception by Pollock makes it 35-7. Bushland in front on the radio tonight on 98.3 KXDJ. Looks like what he's going through. He's on the training table as well, noticeably absent since the 1st quarter. Here's Brandon Daniels running the football past the 25, past the 30, and the ball hits the turf. Could it be a fumble on the play? We'll see if the Rangers cough it up or if he was down. It looks like they're going to give the Rangers forward.
Yeah, the ref said he was down. That was very close to being a turnover, though.
Here's Davis in the shotgun. Short side is left. Looks that way. Here comes pressure, but he's able to get the ball off to Daniels. Midfield, running room at the 40, and tripped up. Will be tackled at the 35, but a good job there by Brandon Daniels. A trip-up tackle caused on the play by the defender, Britt Cambedellini. That's a 5-syllable word with 4 syllables, and now Davis will take them 1st down and 10 from the Bushland 35. Good pass and catch as Daniels comes out of the backfield. Here come the Rangers out on the field. It'll be Brandon Daniels to attempt a 40-yard field goal from the 30-yard line. The snap is good. Daniels gets a leg in it. It's long. Could it go? Yes! It hits the upright and goes through a 40-yard field goal by Brandon Daniels, and the Rangers make it 10 points on the score. What a kick by Daniels, and he gets it to bounce off the horizontal bar and go through the back of the end zone. What a kick that time by Daniels. Oh, my.
Yeah, great job there.
35-10, Bushland in front. They'll get the ball to start off the third quarter. We've got our Fox Southwest Sports High School app for scores available for you, and we'll pass on some of the scores going on around the area. In a delay, Spearman and Highland Park in a low-scoring affair. Spearman leads at 6-0. Vega leads Booker 20-0 at the half. Clarendon on top of Lockney 29-0 at the half. Panhandle 16, West Texas 14, and Stratford leads Sunray 38-0 with 10 minutes left in the third. Here's a squib kick fielded at the 17, up through the middle of the field, up to the 25-30, open running room in the open. He's gone. Midfield 40. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Kickoff return, 83 yards by the Bushland Falcons on the opening kickoff of the second half. Jacob Pollock has speed and size, and he ran right up through the middle of the field and takes it to the end zone for the 6-point score. Took him 15 seconds to go 83 yards. Looked like Pollock there, as he was able to outrun the coverage. I outkicked my coverage by marrying my lovely bride. He outran the coverage, 83 yards for the score. Got my eyeballs on Daniel Broom. He's out in the stands. He's going to join us here in a little bit to talk a little PAC basketball, as they have their sign-ups coming up on the 20th of this month. I may have the door locked. He's probably been trying to break down the door, and I hadn't let him in. Now it's open. He has open running room to the press box door. Daniel Broom be here soon, hopefully, to talk a little PAC. Kick is up and through. Quick score by the Falcons on the kickoff, 83 yards by Pollock, and they lead it 42-10 on the radio. 90 kickoff goes to the 20. That's where Bushland will take over 1st and 10. Motion from bottom to top, jet sweep running to the right side around the corner, but it's stymied near the sideline. Oh. It's stripped away. Buck seals it. It goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers. Dakota Buck, with another fumble recovery, just rips it out of the arm of Cade Elliott. Or was it Jacob Pollock who was coming from the backside on the jet sweep? I believe that was 20 Elliott. Buck got a hold of the ball, stripped it, and ran into the end zone, 15 yards for the score.
I tell you, Buck loves him some defense. I remember when he was in 3rd and 4th grade, 5th and 6th, he made that play at least once a game, I would say, where he would just strip it and run the straight opposite way. Steven Hernandez was a pro at that also.
Wow. PAT coming up from Brandon Daniels out of the Connor Lane hold as the Rangers put a defensive touchdown on the board. Here's the snap. It's good. Hold is good. The kick is blocked up front and picked up, and it will be a chance to go to the end zone, and it will. Dakota Buck, or is it Zachary Githens, or is it Brandon Daniels? It's Daniels who picks it up on the block and runs it in for the 2-point after the blocked PAT. Oh, my. Rangers pick up a deuce, steel trail, 42-18.
I think that's the way they drew that up.
Yeah, that's the way they drew it up. Let's take a 30-second timeout, come back, and we'll regain our visit with Daniel Broom from the Perryton Activity Center right here on 98.3 KXDJ. Here's Colton Moore, just shaded off the left side hash, bounces one to Clemmer. Clemmer picks it up at the 15, goes forward inside the 10, fighting for yards near the 5 as the dog pile continues to move in favor of Bushland. Perryton just couldn't bring down that back who got in amongst of some big heavies for Bushland, and it was like a rugby match. The helmet comes off of Clemmer. Good thing his head wasn't in it. He goes to the sidelines. He'll be forced to sit a play. 1st down and goal to go from the 5.
I would have swore that came off of the turf, that he bounced it in there.
It did go off the turf.
But we didn't get him.
It must have been behind
him. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't see the angle, but it must have been a pass behind the line of scrimmage. Clemmer, you got to figure, will be the running back / quarterback on the kind of the Wildcat, as he's the man of the hour, scoring 4 touchdowns running the football today, and he does get the call and bursts through the line in, standing up after being deflected for his 5th rushing touchdown of the day, and that'll make it 48-18 with the PAT upcoming. What's on the horizon for the youth at the PAC? You're going to, this season of football, soccer, and volleyball, does it all go through games and end times pretty much the same, or do you have staggered endings and then you kick in on basketball? How's it work?
Well, we have staggered beginnings.
Yeah.
And on starting those leagues, we start football first, go into soccer the next week, and then volleyball the following week. But they do all end by Halloween for sure.
By Halloween. The PAT is botched, and the score will be no good. Good job by the special teams defense on the play. We'll keep it here during this break. And
pick them out.
You'd think if you was a coach, you'd be like, hey, man, I just brought my kids up here. I just want to be a fan every now and then. Here's a pass that's caught by Dakota Buck, and he scrambles for more yardage, dragging Falcons with him. Dakota Buck playing with a lot of heart. If there's one team player that lifts this team up, it's Dakota Buck. Go ahead, Brad.
Daniels went out on that last play, a little gimpy, and so I don't know whether you actually caught that, but what a great run there. He physically picked up the defender and carried him another 5 yards.
Dakota Buck now with Caesar Luther in the backfield. Luther will get the call. Sprinting to the 35. Now the 30 trying to get around the corner, and he's tripped up and barrel rolls at the 20. Will be tackled at the 19-yard line. Caesar Luther with his first carry of the ball game. Tackled on the play by Renner Clemmer, who just got enough of Caesar Luther to make him go down, but Luther with a sprint to the 19, first down and 10. Good guys from the right side hash. A couple of wide rounders around the arm, around the bicep area. Here's Colton Moore, handoff to a new back in the set, and he's pile drive at the 16-yard line. The running back on the play was Jace Paris. Paris, 5'8", 185-pound, 165-pound senior, in for his first carry of the ball game. Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11.
Brandon Daniels just planted him in the turf.
That was a perfect form tackle right there.
Exactly. Head across the chest, wrapped him up, and picked him up and slammed him to the turf.
Yeah, that's after the play was complete and tackled at around the 44 or so yard line. Here's Moore with a shotgun snap running play to the right side, open running room. 20-15, tries to get on the corner and get around the last defender, spinning to the 5 and inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Running back, Cade Elliott running the ball down the field for a 1st and goal situation. Again, the coaching staff has just got to be going, come on, wrap up and make a tackle. Out of the Phillips hold, it'll be the right footer, Gillespie. Good hold after a low snap. The kick is up and it's through. And Bushland will put up 51 over the Rangers and lead it 51-18. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Ranger football on the radio tonight on 98.3 KXDJ. Perryton with the loss would go to 0-1 in district and 1-6 should the game remain in favor of Bushland throughout the rest of the 4th quarter. Kickoff is up and away. Castanon has a go off of his right shoulder pad, retreats back to the 8 and brings it up the field to the 20, 25, running room to the 40. Now 45 at midfield. It's a foot race into Bushland territory and out of bounds at the 37. How about that from Omar Castanon? Running the football down the sideline.
Yeah, he needs to drop the ball more often.
It's the old, I'm going to let it go off of my shoulder pad and gain 60 yards on the return.
Yeah, great job.
Castanon had it deflect at the 10, and he started at the 8 and got to the 42. That, by my account, Brad, if I do my Jethro Bodine School of Mathematics times it's in gazentas.
Daniel's going to have to take his shoes off, too?
Yeah, we're all going to have to take our shoes off. That's 50 yards, boys.
Yes, sir.
But looking here tonight at these Falcons, they're going to be very, very tough to stop by some of the other schools. Luther runs into open territory and finds a seam to the right side, all the way up to the 20, maybe the 21.
See the Luther on the carry. That's good for another Raging Red. Now past the 20, 1st and 10 at the 21.
Good job there by Luther. Also got Groover 36-0 over Shamrock. West Texas High is ahead 22-16 over Panhandle.
The Rangers will go down in defeat here tonight, 51-18 to Bushland on opening district night to go to 1-6. Bushland with a win goes to 5-2, and most importantly, 1-0 in district play. We'll come back and recap things after this. You're listening to high school football on 98.3 KXDJ.